Yo guys, what's going on? Burke around here. Today's video is going to be a little different. It's going to be hockey related. It's not going to be NHL 24, the video game related. So, as you can see by the thumbnail, frustrated as a Leaf fan, right? Year in, year out, we have the same thing. We always have trades not going our way that look like they would fit. Talks of teams working with the Leafs, sending them a player, they don't fit. Now we have this trade where Tanev ends up with Dallas. Now, the thing about this trade, this was before the playoffs. The thing about this trade is it really showed that the Leafs were not going to be able to work with Calgary after, taking their GM, Brad Treliving. Because really, Calgary didn't get much. Toronto could have offered way more than that. Then it was said that Toronto was offering way more than that. But, bad grudges, rivals. It is what it is. It's something you got to deal with. But then, we fast forward to this. Calgary traded Markstrom, somebody that the Leafs probably could have used, probably would have loved, probably would have helped turn things around, and he could have been a great tandem with Joseph Woll. Not giving up much, a first that's protected, and Kevin Ball. We could have offered the first that we had this year. We could have offered a defenseman like Timothy Liljegren, who is currently unsigned. They could have taken him for Jacob Markstrom. But yet it's clear that we are not going to be able to deal with Calgary. So a goalie passes us by, a position of need. Passes us by a really good goalie that, doesn't cost much at all. Ty Dellandrea goes to the Sharks for a fourth-round pick. Ty Dellandrea is miles better than a fourth-round pick. So where were the Leafs in that? Now, I know you can't get everybody. I know not everybody can be on your team. But when you see people getting crazy value on prospects like Ty Dellandrea, I know he's been in the league a while, but he's still kind of young. He's still got a lot of developing to do, and he's still a very good player and going to be an incredible player. When you see stuff like that passing your organization by and they're still not doing anything when you know they could do something to help their team, it makes you question what they're doing. And you wait patiently as a Leaf fan, year in and year out, for them to make some big splash, for them to make some big move, but it never really comes. And then you keep waiting, and you hear about a trade. You hear about another goalie being traded, another franchise helping goalie be traded. And you wonder, hey, is this our time? Are we getting this goalie? Are we stepping it up? And the answer is no. No. Allmark goes to Ottawa. We could have paid that price. Now, mind you, maybe Boston sees Ottawa as less of a threat. Maybe they see Toronto as a team that if they had Allmark would be a higher competitor and they don't want to deal with that. Maybe, possibly. And, Allmark maybe didn't want to come to Toronto. So there's a couple of factors. But again, as a Leaf fan, you look at this and you wonder, like, all these teams are making these moves, getting better in one way or another, and your team sits idle. When will it happen? When will we get a move this year to help something out? Moving on from goalies. Let's take a step back from goalies. Let's look at defense. Another position of need that Toronto, desperately should address. Jake Walman goes to San Jose. Good pickup for San Jose. Great move. He's going to be a great defenseman for them. He's going to help them out through their depth. And, he's still young. Still got a good contract. 2 years he's got left on his contract. Now you're thinking, wow, for them to move on from him, they had to have gotten something. No, they got nothing. Well, Toronto sits idle by, when this trade happened, was there no one in the Toronto organization that goes, where were we on that one? We could have given them a fifth. We could have given them a sixth. We could have given them pretty much anything other than nothing that could have landed that player on our team. So they've got to be asking, where were we on that one? Again, now the frustration's really boiling as a Leaf fan for another, coming into the draft, leaving the draft, and we're sitting at our peak of we need something. Now we're at the draft. People are making their picks, stuff's getting exciting, and we come up to the Toronto Maple Leafs draft. And as a Leaf fan, I thought, hey, maybe they make this pick. Maybe they get us somebody, and down the road, he'll be a good player. Or maybe, when you see Brad Treliving on the phone, you're like, hey, maybe we're going to trade this pick and go get ourselves a UC Saros, who we've been hearing rumblings about that's going to end up in Toronto. Or maybe we call up Utah, see what they've got, get a defenseman or a goalie. We make a move with this first to get us a player now. No, We stick with the same old attitude that Kyle Dubas had, Brad Treliving keeps, and we trade down. We drop from 23rd to 31. Picking up a second, sure. Grabbing assets, sure. Who doesn't want to be a cup contending team grabbing assets, you know? I mean, you love it. You love it. Again, frustration is peaking here. Right now, Leaf fans are at the worst point we've ever been in, right? We've got that team that's right there that just can't put it together, and we got the GMs that are just letting trades fly by. And then this happens. You know, everyone's on edge. We know we need defensemen. We know we need to deal with some kind of contract issues, and we know we need a goalie to help with Joseph Woll. And then Logan Thompson's name comes up in a trade. You start thinking, whoa, Logan Thompson, Joseph Woll, not very much money. This is ideal. Let's see if Toronto gets this goalie as we're watching all the goalies drop off the market. No, he goes to Washington after they get rid of Darcy Kemper, and for 2/3. Not even a good return. Like, where were the Leafs on that one? We've missed out on D-men. We've missed out on goalies. We're still watching all these good players pass us by while we get ready to just run it back. Because, you know, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and hoping for a different outcome. Are we pushing that boundary? Are we getting ready to say that front office is insane? Because here we go. Passing all this stuff by we could use. Let's run it back, right? And then another trade for a goalie that, you know, showed that he could play well, showed that he could be okay, and showed he was bad at times, yes. But then also Alexander Holtz was drafted as a top tier prospect, and they paid nothing for it. Goalie, high-end prospect. You could trade Marner, develop Holtz or Cowan. You know, get that goalie in there. Maybe the goalie could be better. Get some stuff after moving away from Marner to help on the defense, to help the goalies out. Maybe they'd be better then. And, you know, it all pieces together and looks good. No, we're not going to do that either. But then finally, after watching everybody drift by, we get Chris Tanev. We tried to get him before the playoffs last year, and now we got him. It's not enough. It's not. We still need another D-man, maybe two good D-men. We still need a good goalie. Joseph Woll's good. Hiddleby's there. Hiddleby won't be playing. Joseph Woll needs somebody to take at least 50% of the workload, if not more. And we still need to make that D-core better. It's not great, but it feels like almost dumping water on the fire. That's what it feels like. You got all these Leafs fans that have watched all these goalies and defensemen creep by, and for pretty much not great value. You know you could get these players. You know, like, you could have offered more, and you could have used them. Like, Ty Dellandrea was nothing. Jake Wallman went for nothing. Those, like, great players that could have been added to the team. And then you lose Allmark, Kemper, Markstrom. Like, the goalies just keep falling off the board. You're not getting any. Who are we going in with? It's just getting, the off seasons are getting harder and harder to watch it go by and nothing happen. And you go through the draft trading down again instead of trying to get yourself a good prospect. You trade down again, you know, get more. And then you get this, and that is it. And he's not even signed. You still have to pay the man. It's just, it gets to the boiling point when you have this. You have $18 million in cap space. You have one goalie that can't stay healthy. You have not enough defensemen. You have not enough forwards. You bring on another defenseman that you have to sign still. And it's just worrisome. The Leafs have the players in their core that they will make the playoffs. This isn't we're going to lose the playoffs, we're going to get good draft. By the way, they don't have any draft picks. So there's that. Like, there's their draft picks for the upcoming years. Like, it's not good. In the next 2 years, 4 rounds, they've got 3 picks. That's 8 picks. They've only got 3. They got a first, a second, and a third in the next 2 years. That's terrible. It's like, what are we doing? They're going to make the playoffs. We know this. Nobody here is trying to say that the Toronto Maple Leafs aren't going to make the playoffs next year. We know they're going to be in the top 3. They're going to play Florida or Boston or Tampa. Probably, like, it's what it is because of the structure of the playoffs. They're playing one of those 3 teams. But like, we had Chris Tanev. Awesome. I love it. We need more. A lot more. This is concerning. And Leafs fans are getting frustrated because they watch what could fix go buy and buy and buy. Markstrom would be great. Jake Wallman would have been great. Could you imagine Markstrom, Wallman, and Tanev all in the Toronto Maple Leafs right now? Because Wallman went for nothing. Markstrom, we could have paid that price and we could have done a little better. Dellandrea went for nothing. We could have added him. It's just, it's frustrating knowing that the in reach is right there. It's right there to get these players, but we can't get them. We need to figure out why, and we need to figure out why they're not doing it. But that is what's frustrating. Leave in the comment section down below what you guys think, how you guys are feeling about the Leafs right now. And are we about to watch another offseason float by of the Leafs not doing anything ever? Because it feels like every offseason they either make the really bad move or they don't do anything. But put in the comment section down below, guys. I know this wasn't NHL 24, and I'm sorry, but I just wanted to put that out there because it's getting frustrating, and hopefully we can do something. Till next time, guys. Ciao, ciao.